You have to accept the risk before the risk is taken, right? So you should define that risk, okay? You should define that risk by understanding, one, your data, okay? What is your longest losing streak? Do you even know what your longest losing streak is, right? Like, have you documented your data to even understand what your worst losing streak is, right? So let's start there with documenting information. Do you even document? Do you even journal? You need to understand what your largest losing streak is, because then you can understand what good risk management is, right? So, for example, my largest losing streak is a 7-loss streak, right? So that's why here on stream, whenever you all ask me how I manage, I divide my drawdown by 10, right? Because if my largest losing streak is 7, then I'm also giving myself a little bit of cushion before I blow the account. And that means I would have to get 10 losses in a row to lose the account. You see what I'm saying there? So you need to define your risk. You need to fully understand how to risk, and that's where you then accept the risk. Because if you know that your largest losing streak is 7 and you divide it by 10, you're under that threshold. So then you feel okay implementing that risk on the chart, and that's when it actually matters. You being capable of understanding and controlling your emotions and your thoughts so that you can implement good risk management on the chart. It's usually the individuals that get deterred by some kind of emotion, right? Price is fluctuating up and down. And since you're too large of size, you're looking at that number go plus 500, minus 500, plus 100, minus 700. And seeing those numbers fluctuate up and down is usually what makes you feel scared, makes you feel emotional, makes you feel fearful. And then once you have that feeling of being fearful, that's when your execution changes. That's when you go, I hope this thing will turn around. Well, there's no hope in this market. The thing's going to keep flushing. And now you have a larger loss than you should have because you had hope. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing with being fearful with winners. If you can't hold on to your winner long enough, allowing your winners to be larger than your losers, you're not going to make progress, right? So what I'm trying to say is your position goes nicely into profit. And then since you're so scared of holding on to a position because you haven't accepted the risk beforehand, you then raise your stop loss above break even. And then price comes and takes you out at break even. Now all of your winners are just above break even, and your losers are full losses. Well, if you go do the math in that account, you're not going to make progress because your winners need to be bigger than your losers. If your winners are break-even trades and your losers are full losses, you're not going to make progress in terms of numbers. The entire conversation there came from understanding your risk, fully accepting the risk before the risk is taken, both mentally, emotionally, and in terms of numbers, because you need to put the numbers in your favor. Your winners need to be larger than your losers.